Joining us now here and in the circle of D1 softball, powered by 643. She was the leading hitter on Arizona State last year, 371, among the nation's best in doubles at 15. She, I think, may have broken Arizona State's information because when her first at bat as a Sun Devil last year, she hit a home run and they couldn't figure out if anybody's ever done that before. We think she's the only one, but at least they can only go back to 2000. She's also been an all-region performer, an Arizona native. Speaking of our good friend Tanya Windle, back with us here on In the Circle on D1 Softball. I just realized this is like your third appearance on the show within a year.
Yep. Glad to be back.
You're solo this year. Your tag team partner, your sidekick Kelsey Hall, has graduated. Has that been strange for you?
I know. Oh yeah. She's one of my best friends off the field as well. So it's been different, but I mean, we still talk pretty often. So yeah, it's fun though. She's helping me as I'm doing these kinds of things. So
I know she was like the media go-to last year.
oh
Now
yeah.
you're picking up. Are you going to pick up the mantle for her there?
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of have to be the senior too, so I gotta step
Well,
it
you
up.
spend enough time with her, you know how the drill works
Yep.
on that. But let me ask you about from the team side. Kelsey Hall was such a fantastic player, fantastic person there. You don't replace her, but what's it been like of seeing some of the new faces and other players that will help offset and try to duplicate what she produced for the team?
Oh yeah, I mean, we definitely have a lot of new faces, but I think Kaylee Pond is definitely someone who has kind of replaced that role in becoming like the voice that this team kind of needs, especially in the outfield. Her, Yaya, Ashley, Mejia, myself included, like we're all out there like competing for a spot each and every day. And I think Kaylee Pond is definitely one of those voices, and I mean, as well as Kenzie Brown in the circle too, of course. So yeah, we definitely have voices that have replaced some of the graduates in the past, but yeah, that's about it.
You won 35 games last year, made the NCAA regionals. When you reflect back on last year, what comes to your mind?
The word motivation. We did not make it as far as we wanted to at all. I mean, we did, it's awesome making it, to a postseason, but not as far as we wanted to at all. And I think this year this team has the capability of making it much further. And that's our goal each and every day is road to OKC. So it's super exciting for us returners to reflect on last year, knowing that we are a lot better this year than what last year reflected.
What about you personally? You set the tone, as I mentioned in the open, with your first at bat as a Sun Devil. You hit a home run. You would have a great year, 371, all Big 12 performer selection. Led the team, I think, in slugging, which I think some people might be surprised by that because they always think of home runs. But you did it all, doubles, triples. When you reflect on your season last year, what comes to your mind?
I wouldn't say it was terrible. I mean, it was a pretty good year,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, there's always more room to improve. I'm never one to settle and be like, oh yeah, like that's what I did. There was that moments in the fall where I was like, oh, I got this, but we're a much better team this year, and I've realized like there's competition in this lineup right now, so it happens to a lot of players that I don't think is talked about enough, but I kind of took a step back and I was like, oh, I'm good, like last year. And it's like, no, that's not how the game works. The game doesn't care. This is a new season, So I think the bounce back this year is going to be huge, especially with how hard that I've worked with this team and how hard we've all worked. So yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited.
What did you work on this offseason in your own game?
My mental, really, and not being so anxious in the box and working on staying back and my approach and everything. Like not even mechanically, but more like my approach and my plans and my process going into each and every game. Like I've already got it set up. So.
I talked to Coach Bartlett, and you've alluded to it. There's more depth on this team, and I
Mhm.
can sense that in your voice. Just kind of give us a sample size of why you think this team's already better and it's got more talent and more potential than last season's team.
Yeah, I think like Coach B said, it's the depth as well. We're not just out there like, oh yeah, my spot's secure. Like no, like we're competing for a spot each and every day in the outfield and the infield, you name it. I feel like there honestly is not necessarily a like set lineup right now because of how hard we're all working. We're making it hard on the coaches. So we have a really good, solid team this year where if someone gets hurt, that's fine. Like not backup, but the non-starter is going to go in and take a spot. So we have a really, really depth filled team.
You also have a lot of outfielders, a lot of depth. You mentioned Kaylee Pond, who's going to be at center field. Just what talk about the chemistry as being the senior. They're working with Kaylee Pond, who's new, but also some of the other outfielders that are competing for playing time.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the communication out there, and who has priority, who doesn't. We've really gotten to know in the fall and even now, like our speeds and how well we actually communicate, like balls in the gaps and whatnot. Like she does a great job at communicating and calling each other off, with our arm strength and everything else. And she's very knowledgeable within the game within the game, so it makes it easy with her in center. And then being a senior left fielder, I mean, it's pretty easy. Like, hey, I got you, ball in a gap if she can't see because the sun's in the way or something like that. We do a really good job at communicating, and that goes same for Ash and Wright. We're always communicating 24/7. So I think that's our biggest thing with her out there and all of us really.
I know last year you and Kelsey Hall, we had talked about Coach Bartlett. Of course, she was a great player at Notre Dame, a great outfielder. But we talked about how at times there's Coach Bartlett that comes out when she's teaching you in the outfield. There's also the attorney Bartlett that comes out. There's the player side of Bartlett that comes out, and there's a mom side of Bartlett that comes out as she teaches you in the outfield there. Just discuss that and all the different personalities. And you said that you've learned so much from her as far as being an outfielder from her and coach from that standpoint.
I think what's been really enjoyable for all of us is the fact that she goes out there as more of like the player that she once was because she wants that for us so bad, right? And I think she teaches us all the things that she wished she knew, even in the box too. It's just the mentality of being a dog out there that she wants. And it's been a pleasure getting to know all those things and all those tips and tricks that she gets to teach us, So I think she's definitely like embraced more of the player aspect this year than like the mom or like the attorney or whatnot. Like she'll still get on us if we're not doing our job, right? But I mean, she's a great coach. She's done a great job at just embracing the player aspect, and I love that because we can relate to it. So.
As one of the leaders and veterans among the returners, how do you blend in and welcome the newcomers and build that chemistry that you need as a team?
I think it just comes down to the locker room. Like if we know that we didn't have, a good practice that day, we'll be well, I'll take accountability for if I messed up, or someone else will take accountability for their mistakes. And I think it's just holding each other to that standard of like, hey, I know that wasn't good enough. Like I'm gonna go out there tomorrow and get it tomorrow. Like today was not me. That's not the standard for us. Like we all hold each other to a pretty high standard and our own accountability within itself. So yeah, I think when we do that, we gain respect for each other each and every day on and off the field by doing those little things. And I mean, we'll have the shopping trips and going to the mall and doing all the girly girl stuff, but I just think it comes down to doing your job at the end of the day and showing respect for your teammates.
Which player has stood out to you as kind of like, whoa, this person is going to take it to a different level, whether it be one of the returners or just the newcomers that have just like, whoa, this player is something to watch from fall into the present?
Yeah. Ash Mejia, her at bats in the fall were definitely something to be like, holy smoke. She's not just hitting home runs, like she's getting on base, she's doing the dang thing. Tiare Ho Ching at second per usual. Gold glove, I'm calling it. No. Kaylee Pond though, I mean, she's something to watch. At first I was like, whoa, she's a lot, but like it makes sense, to be in command of the outfield. Like you kind of have to have that dog, like I'm gonna go out there and do my dang thing, and she does it every single day, and it makes us veterans and everyone really be like, okay, like I want to be like that. Like she motivates us whether she realizes it or not. So I think it's huge with her out there and her being like that whoa factor at first, but understanding why is the most important thing to us.
How long does it take you to build that chemistry with a Kaylee Pond? Because you're going to be next to each other in left and
Oh, yeah.
center. Do you go out of your way to talk to her and you guys talk? I mean, take me through that because communication is going to be a big key to that. I
Oh, yeah.
remember you both told me that you and Kelsey communicated a lot in the outfield when you played together, and that was part of the bond. I would imagine it's similar with you being the one that's here and she's kind of the newbie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we talk on and off the field about certain things, but mostly on like, hey, sun's in the way, you got me here, or even in the cages too. Like we'll like hit extra with each other and we'll talk about the things that we need to work on in outfield together, like just knowing each other's range and our arm strength and all the above, really. We've communicated, and I think even like because me and Yaya are competing for left, so it's like we all have to kind of communicate and know our strengths and our not so much strengths. And we've all done a great job of communicating with each other in the outfield. So
One thing that gives you a lot of confidence is when you have an All-American in the circle there with Mackenzie Brown. What now have you reflecting now? What's it like being her teammate and knowing that when she gets the ball, you have a chance to beat anybody and win every game that she's in the circle?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's not even just like the fact that she's a great pitcher. She is, right? But it's also her mentality. Same with Kaylee Pond that motivates us each and every way. I think her being in the circle with the mentality that she has and the enthusiasm and the let's go like dog mentality, it motivates us on the field and when we're in the box. And I think that it's great having her out there each and every day at practice, whether she's pitching or not, taking care of her body as our pitchers do. It's great. It's great.
Do you feel you have to be more vocal being a senior, or do you just kind of lead by example still there? What's been your approach this year?
I lead more by example. I'm not the type to be like, "Hey, we need to do that," unless it's getting really bad.
Yeah.
I'm more and if I see something going wrong and a player's like kind of fumbling in their brain a little bit, I'm gonna like pull them to the side and do what I need to do at times. But I mean, I'm more of the lead by example, like get it done type. So.
What do you remember about that home run in your first at bat? I mean, that's a heck of a. That's kind of like a story of legend there. Like I said,
Yeah.
they had a hard time. They couldn't find it. Like it's since 2000, they couldn't find anybody else that has ever done that. So you've done something pretty special and unique. Take me through that at bat.
Being the leadoff in the first game of the season, because we practiced so much at that time of day and just everything, I just thought to myself, hit a ball hard, like I usually do, just hit the ball hard. Because I've scouted this girl for weeks now, like preseason, it's first game, and I hit it, and I didn't think it was that. That's why I was sprinting at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, I nuked that, and it, and yeah, I was so excited, especially with only hitting one home run the season prior. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a great year. Like this is sick. So yeah, it was awesome.
I bet set the
Yeah.
tone for a great year for you. You were second team All Big 12 performer, like I mentioned there. Do you set yourself personal goals at all, or do you just not even do that? You just kind of play and then see however it plays out.
Yeah, I do, but I don't really like talking about them out loud because like I just want to go out there and ball. Like I don't want to focus on the main goals too much. I focus on the little goals, the process, saying like what I told you, my mentality, just everything, having the mentality, being an All-American and making first team Big 12, like just focusing on the little things to where I can reach those big goals.
Well, and I feel like you're more underrated. Like you made All Big 12, but I thought you could have gotten more accolades there. Does that motivate you, or no? You don't care about that stuff.
Personally, I don't really care about other people's opinions and what they are. I mean, a lot of it's hard to judge. I
Sure.
mean, there's a lot of great talent out there, right? Like I'm not one like there's room for improvement, like I said before. So it motivates me a little bit, but I mean the opinion of other people doesn't really. Like I know I got to be better. So that's all that really comes from that motivation part.
Just it's probably a smart approach. Smart
Yeah.
approach on that. It's probably the good
I can't
approach.
I can't control what accolades I
No,
do and don't
right?
get.
No,
So.
listen. You figured it out a lot younger than a lot of people do. So that's actually a good approach to have. You are a senior. Do you take a moment from time to time to kind of let it all and enjoy the moment, take it in because it'll be over soon at down the
Yeah.
road there.
Yeah, I think that was the story of my life in the fall. I've tried to embrace my senior year a little bit too much. And like I said, I didn't take a back seat, but I was like, oh, like last year set me up for this year. I'm good. And it was like, no, Tanya, like you got to get right. And I definitely did that. I rekindled friendships with people outside of my circle. I've done everything that I possibly can to just make this year the best year I've ever had. And if it doesn't, then I know it's God's plan. I know it's my process, and that's all I can do. So,
What's your plans whenever softball ends?
yeah.
What's your plans?
I want to do special events management. I want to be an event coordinator. So whether it's in sports or the NFL, MLB, you name it. I just want to stick to either football, baseball, and do event coordinating.
Ooh, I like that. Do you have a franchise of preferences or no?
Not really. No, I'm still dipping my toes in the water. I'm still reaching out to people about it because I feel like with this kind of job and a lot of jobs, really, it's not a matter of what you know, but who you know. So,
Sure.
yeah,
Right on. That's fair. That's fair.
yeah,
I didn't know if you had a favorite team that you were like, well, I'm going to shoot for that first, see what happens. But
yeah, no,
that's pretty
no.
good. Would you like to stay in Arizona? There's some franchises there in Arizona. Is that, or is that, are you like, hey, I'll just go wherever?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, where the best opportunity is and where I know I could stay for a long time. I love Arizona. That's why I obviously wanted to come back home, as we've talked about before in times past. But I mean, honestly, just wherever I see myself for a long time being happy. So,
What has it been like, been back at home? Because that was the ultimate goal there for you in the back of your mind. What's it been like now in the last year being back home in Arizona? Has it felt like you never left, or like has it changed? Well, did it change a lot? What was it? What's it been like the last year or so?
it's been a dream come true. Each and every day I take the field, it's just another day living the dream. And it's like I talk with my roommate, Brooklyn Ultrich, shortstop. She's from Arizona too. We were just talking about it last night. It's like it is such a privilege to be able to go home and see our parents. Because a lot of our teammates don't get to do that. Like she's a 20-minute drive. I'm more or less an hour drive away, but I mean it's so nice, like just being to come home and be like, hey, like I can probably see you this weekend. We have practice early morning, but maybe I can come and swing by lunch or something. And it's a privilege to be back home and see the family and friends and all the things.
That's pretty good. An hour drive. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm North Peoria. That's with traffic. I mean, it's more
Okay,
like
I was gonna say that had to. Okay, I was like, that makes sense now.
North Peoria by like Lake Pleasant up there. But
No, that something makes sense.
yeah.
What did you learn playing in the Big 12 last year that you'll take with you this year to help you, and maybe even give us some advice to some of your teammates here in the Big 12?
Um, we had a lot of great close games. I think just capitalizing on those opportunities and those big moments and just keep it going. We had a lot of close games, like I said last year, and I think just moving forward from that piece and someone getting it done. Because we had like the Iowa State series, for example, like we there so many different opportunities to win that series, and like a lot of us just like we didn't have that standard like we do this year to come together and capitalize on moments that probably needed to be done. Even against U of A as well. There's a lot of different series that I think we could have came together a little bit better and held our standard what it is this year. I mean, we can't go back, but I definitely think just capitalizing more on big time moments and having that faith within each other, doing like realizing it's not about me in this moment, it's about my team, myself included. That's why I say that. But that was a big conversation after last year with all of us returners. So,
Right, because there's so many close games. A play here, play there could make a difference because there's so much talent in the league
mhm.
that the margin of error is small. And sometimes you have to go through it to learn that. It's simple, it's easy to cliche, but then once you go through, you realize, oh, okay, that's what it meant
Right.
from
Yeah.
that standpoint. Did you have a favorite city that you enjoyed visiting last year on the road in the Big 12, or looking forward to a city perhaps that you're attending this year?
I'm gonna be honest. I've heard all this talk about Oklahoma State and them being a little rowdy, so I'm really excited because nothing motivates me more than a crowd talking stuff.
You do,
So,
you enjoy that. You told me this
oh
last year.
yeah, oh yeah. They're coming here? I thought we were going to Oklahoma State. Or is it Houston? We're going to Houston. Are you? They're coming here? That's boring. Well, still, they have pretty rowdy
They
fans, so
do.
either
Yeah.
way. Who else?
Utah's here. We go
Utah's
to
here.
Houston.
Go to Houston.
Go to U of A.
Go to U of A. Oh, U of A. There we go. I love playing at U of A. When we played their sophomore year, I don't know the schedule off the top of my head. When we we went there my sophomore year, that was crazy. We were not a much talent. We weren't a very talented team my sophomore year, but I just it was intense. It was intense
Sure.
because it's a rivalry, and yeah, I'm excited to go back this year. Senior year, nothing left to lose. So, oh yeah, here's your schedule. Thank you.
Got the schedule. That's Chris Brown, by the way, with a cameo on
Oh
the
yeah, Chris
podcast.
Brown.
Shout out Media Relations, Arizona State. There, give it the shout out there. We do it all here on the podcast. All right, now you're studying the schedule. I like this. This is
Yeah,
beautiful. You
yeah. I
might see
mean,
Oklahoma State down the road, though. You never know. Could be good. I was hoping you would
it
say
is
Florida.
Oklahoma.
On the side, they say like visiting, and then like Arizona says at.
Yeah. I mean, gotcha. Yeah, UCF, I mean, it was nice going there, you know.
Hey,
I didn't play the best ball there, but that had like nothing to do with it. It was just I feel like I don't know, the sun was like in my face when I was in the box and I was like,
yeah, the sunset is a little
yeah,
different in Florida, East
yeah.
Coast. Yeah, I
But the
get
weather,
that.
I loved it. I love the weather, it was great.
And we met in person. I
We
thought
did. We did meet.
that
Yeah.
was a highlight.
Yes, at Stetson. I was at Stetson though.
Yes, after you doubleheader sweep. Still
Yeah.
Florida. It was good weather there too.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yep.
you hit well there. You definitely hit
Yes,
well
I
there.
did at Stetson. Yes. Yeah.
Did you what was it? Did you hit it like inside the Parker there, no? What was?
Oh, that was funny. That was the interview that you gave me when I hit a double that bounced over the wall. And
Yes,
the umpires weren't saying anything,
that's
and I was
right.
like, "Well, I'm just gonna keep going." And I could not keep going. I didn't see where the ball went. I was like, "Oh, it's gone. Cool." And it was not.
I
So,
do remember that. That was pretty funny. That was pretty
yeah.
funny. Everybody a good laugh afterwards on that Florida swing. On that. All right, Kelsey Hall. Rumored sources have told me she's engaged. Uh,
Yes, she is.
did she tell me she called you right away? Told you?
Oh yeah, she showed me the ring. She's like, "Girl," I
Whoa.
said, "Oh my gosh." She's got a
Oh,
rock. Yeah.
really? Okay, you approve,
Yeah.
and you approve everything
Oh, I
good.
approve. I've approved of him since day one. I love them. They're awesome.
Okay, I just wanted to clear the air on that.
Yeah.
Give her a congrats. We'll give her congrats here on the air on that standpoint. I've also heard rumors she may do some broadcasting there. You got to make sure she takes care of you if she goes on air.
Yeah, I know. She was always giving me stuff about my swing and stuff last year. And yeah, no, I told her she full reign, just say whatever you want. So we'll see. But she's doing good right now. She's doing good, her and her fiance.
All right, that's good. Congrats on that. I look forward to hopefully hearing her down the road on that. Last couple things before I let you go. What are you looking forward to as far as from this group? You can sense the excitement of playing with this group. What are you looking forward to finding out about yourselves early in the season? Because you're going to be tested early. Coach has gotten you a tough schedule early, so you're going to be tested. You're going to find out a lot about yourselves. What are you looking forward to finding out about this group early?
How we respond. I think that's our challenge right now, currently, how we respond. I think it's been in practices, we've really focused on our response and taking our feet back into the ground and focusing on how we're going to bounce back and just embrace the suck, right? I mean, we're not expecting anything bad to happen, but when it does and we get punched in the face, how are we going to respond? So, yeah, I'm excited to see how we do that. We've done a great job at, like I said earlier, picking each other up, and doing all the things that we need to do to be the team that we need to be. So, and knowing what our standard is, I think is going to help us a lot to do what we need to do.
Talk about Coach Bloomer and the impact he's had on you. I know you were excited last year, but just talk about now. It's been a full year, and his mind as far as helping you and teaching you and hitting.
Yeah, I feel like I learn something new almost every week. Well, not necessarily when it comes to hitting, but just the game in general. Like he hasn't necessarily taken control of everything, but there's just little things here and there that he's like, "Well, have you thought about this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense," like game within the game kind of stuff, thinking of like base running, especially like changing my mind to, wait, I know my speed, I can make that, and like being the more aggressive base runner that I need to be. But as far as hitting goes, I mean, he's helped all of us tremendously, not even just mechanically, but more mentally. That's why I say that mental process, it's huge for us to embrace that. And I think he's done a great job at showing us what that looks like and helping us to really understand it. So,
Last thing before I let you go, there's going to be people maybe this year that go see you play for the first time.
yeah,
What do you want people to say about you when they see you play?
she's a dog. She's a dog. She can ball. That's I think my favorite compliment is like just knowing that like my presence is known out there. I'm gonna be the most excited dog out there that I can be and just show everyone. Even if my results aren't what they need to be, I'm gonna be the best leader by example that I possibly can and be a dog out there. So.
Well, I can vouch. You're a dog. You can play. Tanya
Thank you.
Tanya Windle joining us here at In the Circle and D1 Softball. Good to catch up. I like this tradition. Have a
Yeah.
great senior year. Enjoy it. Enjoy every moment you can. And I'm sure we'll cross paths during the year. But thanks for always being kind and talking to us here on In the
Of
Circle.
course. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.